Hey, what's up? I'm Ron.
And I'm Don from Dr. Smoke.
And today, Don's going to answer what is a pellet smoker because you guys want to know.
And I'm going to answer you in a different kind of way because it's not what is a pellet smoker, it's how does a pellet smoker work.
All right, how's it work?
Well, it starts off by using a bag of pellets. And what are pellets, Ron?
It's wood.
Wood?
It's wood.
Okay. Compressed wood?
Compressed wood. They're like little tiny pellets, like rabbit food.
All right. So now we're going to take that rabbit food into pellets and put it in this hopper. All right.
Okay, that's easy enough.
And we've got something called an auger, and that's just a transport system for the pellets.
So people want to know, is this thing electric? Is it just wood? I mean, what do I got to do to run this? How complicated is it?
Complicated? Not at all. Once you put your pellets in, your car is going in there for the pellets, traveling into the igniter. And the igniter is electric. It starts the fire. So now you're using fire, air, and the auger, which is moving them pellets in to burn to create ignition.
Okay, so all I got to do is dump pellets in this thing, right? Dump pellets in there, and then do what?
You hit the power button.
Okay.
And every smoker's different. This particular brand, GMG, goes right to 150, and then you start from there.
So it's kind of like an oven.
It really is like an oven, but it's a wood-fired oven.
Right. So I put wood in here, and I hit the power button. Two steps.
Wood in, hit the power button, and wait. And 5 minutes. Okay. 5 minutes. 8 minutes.
So it preheats to 150 degrees.
This smoker preheats to 150.
Right.
This smoker, you just turn on, and then once the fire starts, you kind of set your temperature. So they all operate differently.
So now it's going. It's lit. It's running. It's 150 degrees. And what do I do to cook on it?
What do you do to cook on it?
Right.
Well, it depends. What are you cooking? Are you grilling? Are you smoking? Like what are you doing, Ron?
Ribs.
Ribs.
Well, cooking ribs.
So you're going to cook ribs, so probably want to smoke ribs. And that's where the difference comes in from a grill and a smoker.
What is the difference?
The difference is you go to McDonald's, you go to Burger King, you're getting grilled food because why? It's fast food.
Fast food.
Fast food is cooked on a grill. It's fast, efficient. I got to go to my daughter's soccer game. I've got to cook quick. I've got to make burgers for family. We got to go. But if you're going to smoke something, that's different.
Right, so I go to McDonald's because I want something quick and fast.
Exactly.
But if I want really good barbecue food, I don't go to McDonald's. I go to the guy that's on the side of the road with the big pit smoker that I smell coming down from a mile away.
Exactly, and you know what that guy did? He started at 4 a.m. to start that pulled pork or ribs, whatever you're getting, because it's all about low and slow with barbecue.
Okay.
And this brings that low and slow guy that woke up at 4 a.m. Now, you're going to have to do the same thing, because if you're going to cook for your family, it's got to be ready, right? We're going to bring this home, but in a lot easier way. You're not tending the fire. You're not doing any of the steps that he needs to do to serve 1,000 people. You've got your personal grill here. You've got your personal barbecue. You turn it on, set your temperature, put the meat on, and then this one, you can even look at your phone and say, oh, well, my meat's starting to heat up here. Might have to wrap it. There's an app.
There's an app.
There's an app.
And if you don't want to use the app, you can just use the controller right here?
Yeah, exactly. Up and down arrows. It doesn't get much simpler.
So it's like an oven.
Just like an oven.
Set your temperature, put your food on. Now, how do I know what temperature the food is? I got to keep coming out and checking it?
Nope. Again, you've got, on this model, 2 probes. Let's say if you're cooking ribs, you're cooking brisket, you're cooking pulled pork.
And they go
through the lid, and then your food goes here. On one of the racks, put your meat probe in, and now you've got a graph of what's going on.
So you're telling me I could be sitting on the couch and I know what temperature my food is.
Easily. You check out, say, hey, time to wrap my brisket.
Right.
Do you think they know what wrapping is?
I mean, when it comes to food, do we know what wrapping is? If you don't, we have videos on that.
We do. We do.
You can do a lot of different things with these. And when you're cooking a brisket, there is a process to it. With ribs, there's a process to it. If you just want to throw stuff on there and cook it, you can do that too, right?
You can.
It doesn't need to be
that.
complicated. What if I just want to do hamburgers?
This particular pellet smoker goes up to 500 degrees. So yes, you can do hamburgers. No problem at all.
Hot dogs, hamburgers.
Hot dogs, hamburgers, and I love it because, again, I can walk away from these hamburgers, cook them at 300 degrees, be doing things around the house, and be like, oh, the burgers are ready. It's not a live fire. You're cooking with smoke and heat and convection.
So what about the flavor of the hamburgers compared to like a grill? If I'm cooking them on here at a higher temperature, am I still going to get that smoky flavor?
Not as much. You're not going to get as much smoke, but it's not going to taste like you ate at McDonald's. You'll have a little bit of the flavor in there. But anything over 250, what are we doing? We're grilling. Anything below 250, you're smoking.
Okay. So it's pretty easy to use.
Very easy to use.
And it looks like there's a lot of room on this one.
There's a lot of room on this one because this smoker does not come with racks. It usually just comes with this here.
The bottom rack. It comes with racks. It comes with the bottom rack.
Comes with the bottom rack. But
right.
This is an addition from Pimp My Grills, which shows you the different accessories we do carry.
What else can I do with this thing? I mean, there's okay, so I can add extra shelves. That's an accessory that I can add to it, right?
Yeah, that's so you can add extra shelves.
What else can I do on this thing?
What else can you do? Well, if you grab one of these grill mats, Ron, what do I do every single Halloween? What do I put on here after we carve pumpkins?
Pumpkin seeds. Right?
We've got a video. We're making pumpkin seeds on the smoker. Smoked pumpkin seeds.
Do you have other accessories for it?
There are tons of accessories. What? Grill grates. We've got grill grates.
Okay, and what do they do?
They're aluminum plate grates. They make them for both gas and pellet grills. And what's nice about them is they hold the heat down, or they collect the heat and admit it up to the top grate. And let's say that 500 degree grill, those grates can be now 700, which is very close to what a Weber grill can do.
All right, so you could probably sear on those, right?
You can absolutely sear steaks with those grill grates. You can flip them over and use them as a griddle too.
Okay. I see you got rotisseries.
Rotisseries.
That goes on here?
Yeah, goes on here. Clamps to the side. You take this center shelf out, which is actually really easy. Take the center shelf out, and then you put your rod through, your chickens on, and you can
motor goes on the outside over there?
Motor goes on the outside, plugs into 115 volt, and you've got some rotating chickens. You put a pan underneath, you've got no mess.
I could do pork loins, anything on a rotisserie.
Right
on here.
You're not going to put a 50-pound turkey on it, but yeah, you can pretty much do smaller items, Cornish hens,
Two
anything.
chickens, three chickens.
How many chickens have you put on your rotisserie?
Two. I've done two.
Two.
And what else? Is there other accessories? What's that sitting back there?
That's a pizza oven.
A pizza oven.
Yeah.
So you can turn this into a pizza oven.
You can turn this into a pizza oven. You take everything out, all the internals, and you set that pizza oven right over that fire, and that'll give you 700 degrees on
There's
pizza
a ceramic stone.
Yep.
Inside.
A stone.
And it's 700 degrees?
700 degrees.
I've heard
1,000.
It can get up to 1,000, but at 700 degrees, how fast will a pizza cook?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, and that's with rotating it?
That's with rotating it probably twice or 3 times, because you're going to have hot spots near where the kind
of fire. And what size pizza can you get on that?
16-inch.
16-inch pizza in 3 minutes.
16-inch pizza.
On here.
3 minutes.
And say you're having a party, everybody can make their own personal pizzas at the counter. It's kind of fun, especially for a kid's party, right?
Yeah, kids
party. Make your own pizza. You got picky kids, they just want cheese, no sauce, got it. You want pepperoni, you want other toppings, whatever they want.
Yeah.
They can craft their own pizza. They can bring it to Don. He'll come to your house personally, and he will cook it on there for you.
No.
Really.
Doughboy might do that.
Doughboy. You can meet Doughboy later.
Doughboy later.
Cooking pizzas in 2 to 3 minutes. Line the kids up. They bring a pizza. You cook it. You set it on the table. Cut it. Make them wait a couple minutes. Boom. They got pizzas.
And it's great family time. Kids enjoy making pizza. They see it happen quick. And they're getting good quality.
So a lot of pizza shops, you can actually go and buy dough balls. So you don't even need to do it yourself. There's pizza shops that'll give you a pizza kit. It'll come with dough balls, cheese, sauce, and other toppings. You just pay whatever it is, and they give you the stuff. You can bring it home and do it yourself. And
Exactly.
it's fun to do with the kids. It's great for parties and things like that. Now, tell me more about this gigantic smoker here. So you have a medium-sized smoker. You got a gigantic-sized smoker.
So, of course, we've got different needs, different uses. This would be great
Larger family.
Great for a family of 4.
Mm-hmm.
Great for a family 6 to 10.
Okay.
Obviously, you pointed it out already. The only difference between this smoker and that smoker is the size. They're both going to do the same thing. And
So pellets, right? Pellets, power button.
power button,
Uh-huh.
auger, fire, set your temperature. That's any one of these pellet grills are going to do the same exact
Wi-Fi
thing.
app too.
Wi-Fi app with this one too. Yep.
So you can control these. You control this one and this one both on your phone, or if you just want to keep it simple, you can use the control panel.
Control panel, and then this one here has a lever where you can actually open up and get a live fire and you sear steaks. So now this really is turning one appliance into 3. You've
Now-
got an oven, a smoker, and a grill.
Okay. What if I want to sear after cooking on this? Do you have something else that I can use?
yeah. If you want to sear after cooking on this and really get that crust, because that's what people look for in that steak, right? You want that crust. To get
Right.
that crust is you put it on here, get the smoke flavor, low temperature, 150 degrees, and then you pop it on this bad boy right here.
What is this?
This is a salamander broiler. This is exactly what Ruth Chris uses to cook their steaks.
This exact one?
It's the same exact concept, but
Right.
this is exactly what any steakhouse is using.
So how hot's this thing get?
You hook it up to propane, 1500 degrees.
1500 degrees.
1500 degrees.
Now how does it get hot like that? What's in there that heats it up?
There's basically a propane
Element?
system, and then it's just ceramic, and it works just like a catalytic converter. Heats up, glows, so you've got convection heat and infrared heat at the same time, and it really whoa, what is that, Ron?
It's a drip tray, because when you go to pull your steak out on here, it's going to drip. So this whole thing is stainless steel. Everything comes out. These side pieces come out, so you can clean this all up. There's a drip pan in the bottom. You could put butter in, put your steak in.
Yeah, I've even like put melted butter in there at first, dip that bad boy in, get it going, 3 minutes aside, and then when I'm cooking for the family, I take this guy off. And this is basically a warming drawer, so it keeps that steak and lets it finish the cook process in the middle.
Or
Awesome
you could
concept.
cook corn in there, or some roasted potatoes or
Roasted
something.
potatoes, corn, anything.
This comes out. You got different levels.
Yep, and you can get different. We got extra shelves for these. The possibilities are endless when you've got an outdoor kitchen setup like this.
Now, if I didn't even want to smoke, I could just have this set up
Exactly.
out on my deck, and I could knock steaks out in 3 minutes, 5 minutes, depending on how thick they
Depending
are.
on how thick it is and how you want it done. I mean,
And you could put a pretty big steak on there.
yeah, huge steak. I mean, the one person.
As you can see, this is used.
Yes, it's definitely used.
You don't get one of these and just leave it sit around. You actually use it.
No way. But yeah, it fits most size steaks. I had one customer say, "Oh, the tomahawk didn't fit," but that's a pretty extreme steak.
Right. Take it out, spin it around, put it back in.
Take it out, spin it around, put it back in. I have a question.
Right. Go ahead. What do you
My
got?
question is, you're cooking low and slow, right? Real long, you're going through a smoke session and we lose power. Lose power, buddy. What happens then?
That's a good question, because when you're dealing with an electric smoker, what happens when the power goes out? Is your food ruined?
It could be ruined.
Do you got to throw it on your old grill out back?
You might
What do you
to. What do you do?
I'll tell you what you do. This is 12 volt. It has a converter box that plugs into it. It actually comes with gator clips.
Gator clips? Like alligators?
Positive and negative. Gator clips to hook onto a car battery to run this as 12 volt. So say you're camping and you're remote camping, you don't have electricity, your truck is sitting right here, hook this thing right up to your car battery and you can run this thing off of your car battery.
And I know what you're thinking. There's no way that I'm gonna, we have a camper, we don't camp, we glamp, but I'm not bringing this big smoker with me. This thing's huge.
Right, say you just want to do a brisket, a smaller brisket.
If you want to do a smaller brisket.
Or a rack of ribs to share with the family, maybe 2 racks of ribs. I don't want to lug this thing with me. I want something smaller. What am I going to use?
Something smaller?
Yes.
We've got the answer for that. This is this little guy.
And as you can tell, this has been used.
This has definitely been used. And you know what I cooked on here last?
What?
Cookies.
Cookies.
Cookies. Peanut butter cookies. Chocolate chip cookies.
Actually, a little smoke flavor in there sounds pretty good.
Little smoke flavor.
I didn't get one.
Everybody in the Elmer Fair loved them. We gave them away because we wanted to show what these things could do.
So, this app that Green Mountain Grills has, are there different things on the app? I mean, how complicated is the app? Is it simple? Are there things on there that teach me how to cook or tell me how to cook different things like cookies?
Now, the app, right? It all depends who we're talking about, but most people, it's easy, it's simple, it's intuitive. You power this on, you look for a Bluetooth connection in your settings, then it finds the grill, you connect, and it depends on which mode you're looking at. Different modes or different options available. As far as if I'm camping, there's obviously not a Wi-Fi network around. So really, I'm going to control that grill locally with my phone to the grill. Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. If I'm home and I want to go to the barn and work on the Nova, I want to see what temperature it is. The Bluetooth range isn't going to work. It's connected to my home Wi-Fi, which then communicates to the GMG servers, and voila, I can be anywhere and look at that smoker.
So you're telling me it works with cellular. So I could be at the supermarket.
Yes.
And somebody's at home monitoring the smoker.
Right.
But I can see what my temperature is. Can I change the temperature from the supermarket?
You can change the temperature. You can look at the temperature. You can turn off the smoker.
So if my food's cooking too fast, I can turn it down a little bit.
And that's exactly what I do.
Or if it's not fast enough, bump the temperature up.
And when I'm out, I do the same thing. Oh my goodness, this brisket's cooking way quicker than it needs to. I'm going to turn this temperature down because I want it to cook right. All about smoking is rendering that fat and getting a good, juicy brisket.
Nice. The other thing with the app, there are recipes on there. So you don't need to go all over the internet to try and find a recipe for a brisket. You can actually go on the app. It has beef, chicken, pork, fish. You select whichever category it is, and there are a ton of recipes. It tells you which ingredients to use. GMG has rubs, a ton of different rubs, and the recipes incorporate those rubs. It'll actually tell you which pellets to use. There's several different types of pellets: apple, fruitwood, gold, Texas blend. We even have another pellet from Manchester that we just came out, which is a gourmet blend pellet. It's a blend of hickory, oak, maple, and cherry. I've used these a few times now, and I'm extremely impressed. The more that I use them, the flavor profile is just kind of blowing me away.
Like blowing you away How?
in a good way.
Like, whoa!
Like, I'm very happy with these pellets.
Awesome.
Not all pellets are the same.
Nope.
Pellets are made in a factory. Some of these factories are using sawdust that comes off the floor of other sawmills, and they mix it all together and they'll make their pellets with it. These are really cheap. You'll find them at your local big box store, but you're not going to get that great flavor that you are with a gourmet pellet. And same thing with the Green Mountain Grill pellets. They're not using crappy wood. The other thing is that crappy wood has a lot of different fillers, and you may not get great temperatures. So not only are you burning the pellets faster in the smoker, but you will create a lot of ash. And the ash buildup means that you need to clean these out a little bit more frequently than you normally would. Now, what's a normal amount of time that you need to take this apart and clean the ash out?
I think a normal amount of time really is about 2 bags of pellets. It is take your grill apart, take your smoker apart, and just vacuum it out. And really, you should use an ash vac. These are specially designed vacuums.
So you're telling me don't use your girlfriend or your wife's
Dyson?
vacuum?
Don't use the Dyson.
Don't use the Dyson.
It will clog the filter immediately on a Dyson.
A dedicated shop vac, or
preferably
an ash vac, because it has very specific filters that are meant for getting the ash out. Because the ash is very fine particles. If you use a shop vac, you're going to plug your filters up really quick. This is meant for it. They're easier to clean, and it's not hard to clean these out.
No. I mean, really, your maintenance is just vacuuming out. Vacuuming out once in a while.
And what about the grease buildup? You get, because it's wood, you're going to get creosote. You're going to get grease coming off of the food. Creosote and grease create what? An extremely good fire.
Exactly.
So if you're cooking low and slow all the time, and then one day you just decide you want to turn the temperature up, you should really give the grill smoker a really good cleaning before you go and just jack your temperatures up. If you're going to be using high temperatures all the time, clean it more frequent than if you're just running the smoker.
Dr. Smoke has a really good video on cleaning your GMG. That's for sure.
We have a lot of videos on a lot of different things. Briskets, ribs, all that kind of stuff.
Yep. So my question for you, Ron, is...
Now I'm being questioned.
Let's question Ron. Let's see about his knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm. I have very little. Go ahead. What do you got? What do you got?
Let me think about it.
You don't even have a question. He's just trying to stump me.
I'm just trying to stump you. So how do these control temperature?
Well, you kind of went over that, but it's a PID controller. A PID controller, I work in the chemical industry, and we have gigantic tanks, and we heat them and cool them all the time, and we use PID controllers to regulate the temperature. And it actually uses calculus to determine how many pellets to put in here, and when to turn the fan on, and at what temperature that it overshoots to get the temperature when it cuts off to lower and get it to where the temperature needs to be. That's something GMG does really well, and they have updates on their software that you connect to the Wi-Fi and it'll give it the update, and they'll do tweaks. I know for the pizza oven, there's actually in the app, there's a specific setting for the pizza oven that they have in there, and that helps the pizza oven run a little bit better on the smoker, because now the smoker knows that there's a pizza oven installed, and it feeds the pellets in a different manner than it would if you were doing a regular cook. The other thing you can do on these is cold smoke. Now tell us what cold smoke is.
So cold smoke is exactly how it sounds.
Smoke.
Cold smoke is exactly how it sounds. What I want to do is smoke cheese, right? Cold smoke, or lox, or salmon, right? And what I found best is, you know, you take a couple cooking trays, you put water in them, freeze them overnight, put them in your smoker, put your cheese in, turn on cold smoke mode. That is kind of exclusive to GMG. You start your smoker, but you're not starting the fire. You're starting the fan. And all that's going to do is going to regulate the fan speed, which you have control of, and I'm going to use a smoke tube. A smoke tube is exactly what it sounds like. You put pellets in a tube, you light it manually with a torch, and you blow it out and you let that burn because you don't want to start melting your cheese.
So you're telling me you smoke cheese on this thing?
Excellent cheese. You take your $2.99 block of cheese and you turn it into a $25.99 block of cheese in 2 hours.
I can go buy Gouda and make it smoked Gouda.
Make it smoked Gouda, and you're going to pay 3 times the price for that.
$2.99 a pound to $10.99 a pound.
Exactly.
But you can do it yourself.
Do it yourself.
What else? I mean, you've hit on a lot of different things. You made it sound kind of complicated at this point.
It's super simple. I mean, a pellet grill is basically an auger, a fan, and a fire with an igniter, something to start that fire. Once the fire started, and a controller. Once that fire started, the controller says, "Hey, all I need to do is turn this auger at 10 RPMs and the fan at 30 RPMs, and I'll keep a nice fire at 200 degrees," which is something that's very complicated to do. Is control a live fire.
And that's what those guys that are throwing their logs in are trying to maintain a steady temperature. The problem is when you throw more logs on, your temperature jumps up. Now, their food still comes out great, and these do the same thing. The temperature jumps up a little bit, but it slows it down. But because the pellets are so small, they can do smaller temperature increases than a whole log. So you will get some temperature swings, but it's within a range, and the food comes out amazing.
So, I've got this temperature controller that I think we can hook up to this thing that has 10 probes. We can check temperature everywhere, Ron. Check temperature everywhere. Does the temperature in this smoker at the end of the day matter as far as if it's off 10, 15 degrees? Does it?
Listen, if you want to do science experiments, go get a kit at Walmart and do science experiments. This isn't for doing science experiments. It's a very simple piece of equipment. There are electronics in it, but it runs itself. You don't need to be worrying about the temperature. Set the temperature on here and let it go. You want 225, set it at 225. This thing's going to run at 225. It'll jump up and down a little bit as it's heating and as it cools down. But for the most part, you're going to stay the same. And I'm telling you right now, your food, whether it's 225 or 235 and then goes to 225, it's going to come out great.
It's going to come out great because that guy on the side of the road started at 4 a.m. He's tired, right? and he's using...
probably...
Yeah,
I don't know.
Might be knocking a few back.
I mean...
Now listen, listen.
He's bored. He's been there all day cooking.
And he's using a sideways oil tank to cook your food, and he's welded a box on the side of it.
And hey, that's great. I mean, the food comes out amazing.
The food comes out amazing.
By the time you get there, he may be slurring his voice a little bit, and he may be a little irritated. Avoid all of that. And just do it yourself right at home.
Bring it home. And speaking of do it yourself, I should go to the big box store and get one of these right now, huh?
Well, you could, but you may also have issues because these do have
mechanical parts.
Mechanical and electronic components. So one thing you want is a good warranty, and you want to have support.
Right.
And when you buy from Dr. Smoke, you have Don and you have Ron, and you can message us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We have our cell phone numbers out there. You can text us. We've had people get a hold of us on holidays and they needed an igniter, and we have them here in our shop. They swing by. The igniters are actually very simple to replace. They just plug in. It's just 1, 2, boom, you're rolling again. It's simple. And we also have tricks where, say you don't have the ability to come here, we can tell you how to ignite these without using the electric igniters. We can tell you how to get them going and get you going again. We have parts here, GMG's customer service. It's right on the app. You can hit message customer service. You get a hold of them, you tell them which smoker that you have, which model, everything, and they will get back to you. They'll email you. You tell them what your problem is, and these guys deal with everything. They're fast. They're faster than we are. I mean, we can help you, but they're specialized in it, and they'll get right back to you, and they send parts out really quick.
Right. You can ask any of our customers that have texted us and asked questions. We're right there. That's the main difference. Is
you're not going to get that in the big box stores.
No. Are you going to check? Are you going to text the guy that loaded it for you in the car? Like, we'll load it too, but you can ask us questions. I mean, we know.
Now, I'm not guaranteeing every holiday we're going to be there to answer your question about how to cook a pork butt, but we are available a lot of the times. I mean, I know Don has sold pellets at 11 o'clock at night because somebody had something going, they ran out, and they were cooking, and boom, we make it happen.
Every holiday, there's 3 or 4 customers that come the day before. Hey, Don, you available? I'll leave the pellets out for you, and we'll send you an invoice. You know, we're just family oriented. We trust our customers.
It's a
if
service.
It wasn't for the customer, we would not be here.
It's a service you're going to get with us that you're not going to get at the big box stores. Now, you can go buy a smoker at the big box stores, or you can buy one from another company that's going to ship it to your house. But those companies aren't local. They don't have the pellets for you. And when it comes down to it, they're just not there. You know?
Right.
And these days, shop local.
Shop local, and we're a lot cooler. Definitely a lot cooler.
I mean, one of us is.
One of us.
I mean, he's got a cool hat. That's
right.
I like the hat.
He's got a cool shirt.
Yeah. And we do have a lot of other things in our shop. You can check out our website. We have things on our website. We'll put a link at the bottom. You can go on there. We've had custom pigtail flippers made from a local blacksmith. We have different carving knives. We have flippers, different grates. Show it to them. This is a pigtail flipper.
Check
Looks
that
like
out.
a little pigtail.
Pigtail at the end. Check that out.
Whoa. And so what exactly is this doing that my regular flipper, when I grab my steak and I try to flip it, what's the difference?
I mean, you're using a big old spatula or some tongs to flip your steak, but hey, if I want to flip something, right?
Don't squeeze.
I want to flip this mat over. Look how easy that was.
Don't squeeze the juice out.
It does not squeeze the juice out. My cookies have fallen off this sheet, but this is a great example. Look how easy that was to flip, and obviously this isn't going to be the easiest thing to put in, but there it is. Flipped over that mat very easily. Yes, you're not squeezing out the juices with this. Custom, handmade, local forgery. Again, we try to bring everything local.
Hey, when you have your friends over and you're showing them your super cool smoker, you also have a super cool tool to use with it.
Exactly. No, this is great.
I mean, if you're going to do it, go all out, right?
Exactly.
Get the Dr. Smoke t-shirt, get the pigtail flipper, get your Pimp My Grill racks.
Yeah, yep. The Pimp My Grill racks are great.
Have a party, do pizzas for everybody, custom pizzas. I mean, it just totally changes the whole party. Everybody's doing their own pizza. It's great.
We were out for Halloween. We made pizzas all night as people trick-or-treated.
So let's wrap it up. That's it for today.
Whoa. No. We're not done yet.
Oh, we're done.
We're not done.
It's almost my bedtime.
Check that out. What is that exhaust pipe on there? Does that have
this trucker pipe?
What is that? What is that thing?
What is this thing? What is that?
Eric,
what are those?
What are those?
What are those?
Eric from Pit My Grill hooked us up, and we put this on our smoker. It's just an accessory that they have. It goes with the name Pit My Grill, with the racks.
You're customizing your grill now. So
exactly.
You're making it yours. Just like having a custom pigtail flipper, you're making this grill, this smoker yours. So you can add this racking system, and you can cook a lot more food on here. These all slide out. They tested this with 50-pound weights, so it can handle a lot of different heavy stuff. This on the front here is also an accessory. It's a drip tray. When you pull these out, your food is going to drip down. This stops it from dripping. Also, when the lid's closed, grease can run down here, and that tray is going to catch the grease.
Now, it's a great product by Pimp My Grill. I use them personally.
Everything he makes is a great product.
Yeah.
This racking system, you just push it in there.
You push it in and tighten one screw.
Tighten one screw. Mine, I didn't even have to tighten. It was already adjusted perfect.
So you just
pushed them in, put my racks in, and I was done. It was like a 2-minute installation. It took more time to take it out of the packaging. And I couldn't be happier with the Pimp My Grill rack system. It was probably one of my favorite things that I've done to my smoker. I'm doing a cookout for a work barbecue. I have a brisket and 6 racks of ribs, and I'm fitting them all on my peak.
Right, and the peak is very similar size to this, but now Ron's got 3 racks as opposed to what this comes with on 2.
Right.
They are a great system. They as they get used, they're more lubed up. They kind of pull in and out really nice.
They season in the smoker.
Exactly.
The smoke and the grease will season this, and you won't have to worry about them rusting or anything like that.
And Eric's a good guy. I've met him. We've had a couple meetings in California. He's a good guy, and he's another local guy. It's not some large corporation.
Right.
You know, you're helping out local, which is what we love.
We stock the Pimp My Grill rack systems right here in our shop.
And we're probably the only ones that have them.
Yeah.
We probably are.
So come get them from us.
Yes.
Before we're sold out.
Again, this is Don.
And Ron.
From Dr. Smoke.
Thanks for watching.
You guys are awesome.